Alright, hello everyone, it's me Ethan, and in this video we are going to look at how to work on dropping back and standing up on your own. This is the second of a two-part video series, but I've set them up so you can watch them interchangeably, so you're fine to keep watching even if you haven't seen the other one yet. The first video covers the fundamental movement patterns, and here I'll show you how to work gradually when you're practicing on your own. So, the sequence of dropping back and standing up from Urdhva Dhanurasana is one that can be really challenging to learn, but a good teacher will make this approachable at the right time through a combination of clear instruction and most likely some physical adjustments to guide you towards a more self-sustainable practice. Supportive and educated adjustments are in the vast majority of cases the safest and most comfortable way to begin practicing this. However, as many students are currently working in isolation, we are kind of at a point where people need to either put their progress on hold or go ahead unassisted and unsupervised. While both of these seem less than ideal, I can tell you that either way is completely acceptable as long as you know how to stay safe if you do continue to practice this. Always work within your healthy range of controlled movement and gradually allow that to expand. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to do that. We'll start by really microdosing this movement by standing nice and tall at the front of your mat. Support your pelvis with your hands, the thumbs all the way at the back on the sacrum, and gazing straight ahead. Press the hips forward, do not bend the knees here. Broad chest, lifting the spine up and away from its base at the pelvis. If you're comfortable there, take the head all the way back. After a few breaths, inhale to come up. If that was comfortable, move through the same positions once again, but before taking the head back, firm the lower abdomen to support your spine. Move the hands to prayer position, then lead with the chin to take the head all the way back. Remember, straight legs here, breathe, then inhale, and again come all the way up. Only if that was perfectly comfortable for you, then let's take it one step further by moving through the exact same positions. Then, keeping the shoulder blades drawing down, extend the arms overhead. Press the hips forward to counterbalance. Stay in the legs, breathe, and finally inhale to come up. So far we've kept the center of balance directly above mid-foot and kind of played with keeping it there by sending the hips forward as you arch back. If you're completely comfortable with those, you can start to commit weight back, but again we'll microdose this movement by using the wall to support. So, you may be aware that in the traditional method of Ashtanga Yoga, we generally do not recommend the use of props or walls as a means to modify the asanas. And that is because there are almost always more effective ways to bring the practice to the level of the student when that's absolutely necessary. In this situation, when we are trying to perform a traditionally assisted movement without assistance, some tweaking of the conventional method may be required, and so you might choose to use your environment, as I'm about to show you, to make dropping back safe without a teacher. Remember to move through the same positions as the previous exercise. The intention here is to build on the work that we've just done. When you reach the point of resistance, slowly bend your knees forward, making light contact with the wall, and strong legs, keep your head relaxed back and shift your weight forward to come all the way up. Progress by trying to control the drop back and landing further down the wall, challenging yourself to shift weight forward and come up from the point where you land. If you find yourself uncomfortable and need to abort mission, then walk your hands back up the wall and come up evenly rather than twisting out of the back bend. You can challenge yourself further by taking an extra step down the wall and trying to come up from there. Also, you might feel tempted to quickly move your hands in front of you to come up, and yes, that does help you move more weight forward, but for the purpose of safety, you'd be better off keeping your hands in place if you're not 100% sure that you moved enough weight forward into the feet to stand all the way up. I'd much rather have you frustratingly fall back onto your hands repeatedly rather than successfully coming up without smashing your head on the floor 9 times out of 10. When you get down to about 20 or 30 centimeters from the ground, let's get closer to replicating the full form of the drop back by using a solid, flat and very stable surface to drop down onto rather than touching the wall. Continue to do this in front of the wall for safety. Remember that the action here is the same as when you are pushing away from the wall. Move your weight forward, not up, to come to standing. Decrease the height as you get more comfortable. If you can come up from a platform as thin as this board, then get rid of it. You don't need it. Drop back in front of the wall as long as there is any doubt about whether or not you'll make it up to standing. When you're back in the shala, your teacher can assess whether or not you should be dropping back alone in the middle of the room, but for now, if there is any uncertainty, then err on the side of caution. Alright, yogis, we've just whizzed through the step-by-step progression, but please be conscious of the fact that learning this movement is a long-term process. It might take you months or even years to get from where we were 5 minutes ago to what I've just covered now. Consistently exercising restraint is the key to approaching this part of the sequence. As a matter of fact, just once again, I want to remind you that putting this on hold until you have the chance to work with a teacher is a perfectly reasonable way to make progress. The unconventional methods that we've covered only work because they allow you to microdose and stay within your healthy range of controlled movement. I think it was the really clever and really brilliant David Robson who said at the beginning of this whole lockdown fiasco that these are exceptional times, and exceptional times require exceptions. And although he was probably talking about something completely different, I really do believe that the techniques here can be greatly valuable to you if you are practicing on your own during these exceptional times. So if you are a subscriber, I want to hear from you. Get in touch with me to let me know how this works for you, or just to say what's up. My actual love goes out to every one of you, and I will see you in the next one.